the greenskins scurry back to their dirt holes, Lord. However, it remains a time of crisis for the Empire. Secessionists, hostile to the election of Emperor Karl Franz, are trying to form a breakaway province to the south. We need a stable empire if you are to study the arcane texts. You must put an end to their senseless revolt. To the north, Boris Todbringer of Middenheim, a bitter rival of the recent election, plots openly against the Emperor. Be warned that should diplomacy fail, war with Todbringer will be unavoidable. Be sure to build your forces. In all the Empire, there is none more powerful than you, Supreme Patriarch. Show the Emperor's enemies your arcane might.
Hello, Monsters Abound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and a brand new Empire campaign. We're starting with Balthazar Gelt. There's Balthazar. I don't want to. Let's just get rid of the old guy. Yeah, we're starting with Balthazar Gelt because metal magic is literally metal and magic. And also because Gelt isn't Karl, who's a prick. I mean, there's no wonder, really, that these guys have rebelled. I'd rebel if Karl was my emperor. And also not Volkmar, because he's grim by name and grim by nature. Basically, he's terrible at parties. But Balthazar Gelt is the Supreme Patriarch of the Colleges of Magic. He's literally Dumbledore. If Dumbledore won his headmastership by turning the previous headmaster into a gold statue in the contest between Imperial Colleges of Magic that would make the Hunger Games look like a walk in the park. Katniss would have her face blown off by a fireball before you could say let the odds be ever in your favour. Balthazar is also a mad scientist and has refined the use of black powder, although during one such experiment he ended up blowing himself up. Probably got the greater than and lesser than symbols mixed up. I do that all the time. And so now he has to wear a gold mask to hide his face. No one knows what he looks like beneath. But whatever the case, it must smell terrible, like 5-week-old fried bacon. Just a real assault on all of the senses. But we've got no time to wonder about the man beneath the mask because, say, these dirty rebels have rebelled and stolen our province. The blackguards. Time for Balthazar to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And he can't chew very well anymore, and frankly trying to get the bubblegum inside the mask would be tricky and it would get stuck on the inside and cause issue. Basically, the entire logistics of chewing bubblegum is very tricky, so we're just going to go with the first bit and kick ass. So how they play the Empire, they've got offices, they're terrible, wizards, they've got, well, I mean everyone has wizards, and versatile armies, good to know. So these are the offices here. So we've got Patriarch, I don't think we can put anyone there yet. No, we could make you a Treasurer. Castellan Engineer. Upkeep reduction for artillery units. You do start off with a mortar. We've also got some Outriders, which is quite nice. The Treasurer. Income from all buildings, all provinces. It's a... How much is the mortar? 167. I mean, that's not really going to save us an awful lot of money, is it? So, Balthazar, you're going to be a Treasurer. You are the, gold. So he's now... Yeah, so he's now a Treasurer. Balthazar Gelt, that's very good. Let's have a look at Altdorf there. Altdorf has pots. I love my pots, so we might get that going. We're going to start off by upgrading Altdorf, I think. So let's go with that. We've got a rebel army. Helmut Ludenhof over here. We're going to start off with some diplomacy, though. So we've got Talabecland. They're right next door. They often come up under attack quite quickly from the Vampire Counts, who will be one...
and make your offer.
Thank you, Helmut. I love your eye patch, by the way, and the hat is such a jaunty angle. I fucking love it. Can we get a trade agreement?
Agreed.
Excellent. If the Emperor bids it, well, I am the Emperor.
So be it.
Thank you. Okay, got that. Who else? We could probably get some non-aggression packs. Ostland. Why can we get... Oh, because you've got a port. On the plus side, Altdorf is a port. It's also a major city. And a capital, a faction capital. So it does make it very defensible. It also makes it a port, which means we can trade with anyone who is also connected to ports, which is really nice to have.
To you. The Grand Theogonists should declare you traitors and heretics.
Mate, I'm literally the fucking Emperor.
I will not obey.
Okay, well, screw you then. Wissenland, we can
How
probably...
can we help the devout men of the Empire?
That's Elspeth von Draken. You... Oh, we've already got a non-aggression pact with you. That's good.
Yes.
Ostend, don't want to know about us. Midlands, I mean, although it said...
It is good to see fellow sons of the Empire this day.
Although Toddy,
I don't agree.
okay. You don't like us. It's deteriorating. But you kind of like us anyway. Now, the problem with the Empire campaign is you tend to get a lot of enemies very quickly.
Cleanse the Empire.
Oh, we've got Lothir Huss. So I've got Mixu's legendary lords here. So we've actually got some friends, which is good. Like that a lot. So we want to go after this guy first of all. So if we head like over here, then we should be able to get Lothir Huss into our army.
Shield of faith.
There we go. And then we can engage this guy over here. And he will happily engage us because this is basically a lot of the Warhammer 1 factions had sort of a tutorial battle, a nice easy one, sort of get you into the campaign, and that's exactly what this is. So let's go for it. Oh, first battle of the campaign. It's like peeling off the plastic of a new phone, isn't it? It's that sort of level of... It's like popping bubble wrap. It feels so good. It smells good. It smells like a new book. That's what it does. We've got our Outriders. These guys are basically handgun cavalry. Now, they can fire on the move, but they can only fire forward. And these spearmen, there they are with their jaunty hats, have no shields, which means it's going to go pretty bad for them. But they do have some crossbows. Of course, the AI is very good at using its crossbows to try and pick off your missile cavalry, because, of course, missile cavalry not very good against enemy missile units. They will lose that duel every single time, but it will keep them busy. So we're going to just run around and detach them from the main army. There's the General of the Empire leading the force. Nice little hat there. Yeah, tell me about it. And he's got some lovely feathers there. Really, really nice. Let's see if we can burn those off. And in come behind him the swordsman. Just some guys wearing a little armour. Not an awful lot. They've only got 30 armour. Our guys have 40 armour because of Balthazar Gelt's ability, which gives everyone in his faction plus 10 armour. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it does actually help. So we've got our Outriders on top of the hill there. We're going to take out some of these spearmen as they come try and charge up the hill. Obviously, we do need line of sight to fire. It's going to be the old Ungrim campaign problem, isn't it? Crossbows, though, don't. So they're just going to open fire. We've got Lothir Huss. He's going to engage the General of the Empire. He's got a big old hammer. Oof. I think Lothir took more damage there. Oh, a bit of a crash against that. There we go. That's the... Oh, look at that. Swordsman, fighting swordsman. Going toe-to-toe. I think we're okay. Doing all right. And Lothir's doing okay against the General of the Empire. Looks like he's actually winning. We have debuffed him, so he's got less armour. So that should help. Getting some missile fire in amongst the great swords. The AI does like to try and pick off your value units which don't have shields with their missile units. In some ways you can use it against them, in fact. So Outriders going to run down these crossbowmen, finish them off, and then we just need to deal with the rest of the infantry. And most of the enemy army, in fact, is running for their lives. There goes the general, he's running. Some of these units are coming back. We're taking bombardment from the mortar.
The gods have abandoned us.
But they are actually returning to the fight. Amazingly. So trying to pick off some of these spearmen down here. You can just shoot them in the back. That guy just lost his head. It's not ideal. Some spearmen are going to try and charge us, but of course, you know, we're cavalry. We could just run away from you. It's not that difficult. It looks like Lothir and the enemy general going in for another fight. Oh, looks like... Come on. You got this, Lothir. You got this. Good hit. Good hit. Nice little bombardment in the back there. And yes, there he goes. He's off. 128 health left. We'll let him run away, because if we kill him, he'll just be replaced. But if we let him run away with very little health... Is it? Well, stop touching it then. That's what I'd do. And the Outriders just going to try and pick off as many of these units. Obviously, if we can pick off the units, finish them off, then that makes our life a little bit easier. And these guys are going to have trouble getting away from these Outriders. So Helmut is going to get away, but frankly, I don't mind that. And I'm tempted to take the Execute Captives for the extra experience. Let's do that. So he's going to run away, which is fine by me. And we've got a mission successful there for basically doing the first step. And we need to catch Gromberg next, which, you know, we're going to do that anyway. Going to do that anyway, but we can't reach it this turn, so what we're going to do is we're going to head back into our own territory. That's going to give us that replenishment that we need, and Balthazar has leveled up. So obviously he is a metal mage, so he's got all the metal spells there, which are all... The metal spells are actually really, really good. Really, really good. And he's also got some abilities here. So he's got the golden face mask that increases armor, which is, yeah. Then he gives more armor for his entire army. And he already increases armor. We'll take a look at that in a second. He also increases missile damage for your handgunners, or basically all your black powder units. He gets missile damage for the Luminarch and Steam Tank. And also gives you more research, more hero capacity, and less action cost for Wizard. The fact that he also increases the number of wizards you can have is really good. And then also increases his Winds of Magic and income from buildings in the local province, which is generally fine. And then he gets the normal skills for the Empire generals, and he also gets he can have a war horse. He also gets Quicksilver, his Imperial Pegasus. He gets some more skills like that. Those are all the ones I think we get for the other generals. He also gets the Cloak of Molten Gold, the Amulet of Sea Gold, and the Staff of Volans. So we'll get those hopefully, not like our last campaign, but we didn't. Let's start off by getting Route Marcher. I think is probably one of the most important things, and we can pick up some more units as well.
That will work.
Now, early on, you don't really get many cavalry units, so I don't really see the point in grabbing the spearmen. So we'll grab the swordsman and some free company militia, who can prove to be quite useful. Actually, what? Obviously, Lothir Huss here is... Okay, so he's just normal... It looks like normal skills, is it? I don't know. I think this is different. So Lothir Huss is a special character, effectively. I think he's a chap who found not Volkmar, whom I think Vulcan, the avatar of Sigmar, I think. So what skill does he have? Prophet of Sigmar. He's immortal. He gives public order. He gives hero capacity for warrior priests and untainted, which is actually quite useful because he struggled to get untainted corruption early on for the Empire. You can't really get it until you start getting the cathedral building, which is the Shrine of Sigmar. There we go. So that's at rank 3. So that's literally the first rank of any anti-corruption you get. So dealing with vampires can be a bit of a problem, but fortunately we've got Lothir Huss to help out. So we're going to recruit those units. Don't think there's any... Oh, can we do technology? No, you need special buildings for technology. That's fine. What I actually like to do is we keep this the training ground or training field for the moment, but then we get rid of it once we've taken Grunberg, because Grunberg, or do we keep it until, I think it's Helmgart that has the recruitment building. We keep it until Helmgart and then destroy it, because it's only a level 3 building, so you can then switch it over to something more useful. That can mean Helmgart is a little bit well, the Empire starts off with a lot of enemies nearby, especially now you have people like Skarsnik, you've got Kemmler now right next door to you. There's a lot of factions, but the Skull Smashers, the Orcs, they start quite close as well. And it can be, you do get attacked from multiple directions early on, and so it can be quite difficult to actually keep hold of your first starting province. You really do need to get walls in them, and it's actually quite a big province as well. So very difficult to kind of get started as the Empire. I think a lot of people have. And it's no wonder that the AI Empire has such problems, considering that it is surrounded by enemies. Although I think it does now have a better relationship with the other provinces of the Empire, which makes it easier for them. In fact, in the Lothir Fellheart campaign, the Empire was at one point strength rank 1. which was surprising. Oh yes, and we need to do this. Why do we need to do this every single time? Allied factions fastest, and I don't care about their heroes. Enemy factions fast and their heroes fastest. And neutral factions fastest, and I don't care about their heroes. Okay.
You summon me.
I did. Right, we're going to go for
By the comet.
Grunberg.
I am the supreme
And I think we can probably safely auto-resolve. Probably should have thought that, actually. Never mind. Let's just occupy Grunberg.
victorious.
So we've got some more money. It's going to help us get started. We've also got some sheepies. Some sheepies in the fields. Upkeep reduction for Pistons and Outriders. And we've got a new quest battle. So a lot of the... Well, in fact, the Warhammer 1 factions had a starting quest battle. So a quest battle that would pop up, sort of turn 2, 3, which would give you usually an agent and a magical item, just sort of to get you started. And it's a shame that wasn't continued.
Your burgeoning realm grows, Your Eminence.
I know.
Yet many evils still abound.
Yeah, all right, off you go. Okay, so you've got a mission. The election of a new emperor has oft led to turmoil as the machinations of the elected counts play out. But as the nobles conduct their petty power struggles, the nation fractures. It is up to the newly elected sovereign to begin the process of reunification. Bringing the entire province under his rule must be a priority. Indeed, it is. Okay, public order is also another problem, because obviously we've got to capture these 3 settlements, which is going to cause lots of negative public order, which means inevitably we'll probably get a rebellion. But fortunately, Altdorf does have good defences and a big garrison. So you can see we've already got quite a good garrison there, and we're only level 2.
I am ready.
So it's not bad. And Balthasar has leveled up again. We're going to go with Searing Doom. Let's upgrade that, because that's quite potent. And Lothir, I think... I mean, Restorer is better. So we're going to go with that. Let's get that. To restore is to give vigour. Whether that is with a mind or some darker aspect will depend on this one's method. So let's increase replenishment in the local owned region. Which is okay. So it's going to give us a little bit more replenishment. And of course we can now recruit some more units. So we're going to get another one of them. Then we're going to get 2 of them and 1 of them. Because these guys do have missile attacks, which can come in useful. Especially as we don't have access to missile units at the moment. We will do. And Helmut has run off. Now, this can be the tricky battle. Taking Helmgart can be tricky. Because they often have a big garrison plus a couple of armies. And obviously your army's not at full strength. So it can be a bit of a struggle to get that up. But if we move fast and we're lucky, we might be able to take it before they can sort of like muster their forces. And if we can do that, then taking Fellheart is very easy, and that sort of speeds up the entire process. Then we just need to keep hold of everything and try and build it up before we get kicked in the head by multiple enemy factions. In fact, we could try and Wissenland. We can.
I will not believe a word you say, but speak anyway.
Wow. No, with Morseb Solo in the sky, Dark Omens. Really? Come on, Alright,
Yes.
fine.
My hand hovers close to my blade. A weak order.
Wow. It's
What?
a
So?
tough crowd.
Come then. Only Sigma's god. No, sir.
Come on, Toddy, give me a...
Absolutely not.
Wow, these people are... It's harsh. It's really harsh. It's like, come on, guys, with the Empire. Go team. Remember? Go team before Archaon shows up. Remember that? At least we won't have to worry about, you know, endless fleets hitting our coast, at least not right away. Although Norska is, of course, just above us, so no doubt they'll come and say hello. Taking Marienburg is also pretty key. If you can take Marienburg early on, then that can make your life a lot easier. But it does kind of depend how the rest of the game goes. If one of the Empire factions declares war on you, or a Skarsnik's particularly active, it can cause some problems.
Do not waste my potential.
Okay, we're going to get on the move. Public order is not great, but there's not much we can do about the man. We're just going to have to ignore it. And we are going to... Okay, that's one turn away. Fine.
Now,
Let's get another free company militia and a couple of swordsmen. Let's do that.
Not likely. I'll
Now,
ignore that.
do they have a garrison here? They do not.
Not likely.
If we can reach them next turn...
I will not obey.
Why is Helmet over there? Okay, well, that's not a big
I
deal.
refuse.
If we can reach them next turn,
I am ready.
we should be okay. But I think they might be slightly out of range. We might be able to march, but that's not really going to fix the problem. I'll say, if we can win Helmgart, because that has the training building in it. So if we can take Helmgart, suddenly the rebels have no training building left. So they can't recruit any more units. And that means it's literally just a mop-up operation at that point. Now, different things can happen at the start of a campaign. In fact, I've often thought that the Empire campaign might be a good way to do like a tutorial on how to play Total War Warhammer. Because, you know, some people have asked from time to time, yeah, you're going to go and reinforce that, aren't you? But the thing is, lots of different things can happen. Sometimes the orcs attack you really early on, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, we could...
Ignore that.
You know what? I think that's probably worth a shot. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to build the tap room just to help with public order. I would like pots, but we could just go for more cash. I'm tempted by the cash, but I could go for stables, and that would give us... That would give us knights, which would be useful to have. That I'm not too worried about. I'm tempted to go just for more cash, but I just don't think it's worth it in Altdorf itself. Let's go for stables. Let's go for stables. And
Waste my potential.
we don't have any regiments of renown we can pick up. No, of course not. Okay, we're going to go
Patriarch.
for the attack. This is probably going to be quite a tricky battle because they'll have a couple of lords and quite a few units, but we're going to go for it nonetheless. I think we can do this, and if we can, then mopping them up should be fairly straightforward. They've mostly got melee infantry. They've got 1 unit of crossbows, 2 units of crossbows. If we can take out the crossbows, that will make our life easier. But I think we'll be alright. Probably. Maybe? Let's find out. Outriders picking off the retreating column. Looks like they're going to try and meet up with their reinforcements. Unfortunately, they're going to manage it. Our artillery was a little bit far away, and we're kind of... It's a really tricky battlefield, this. It's not... I probably should have tried to get up to the top of this hill. So I'm probably thinking. Here would have probably been good, yeah. But instead, we're going to use the tree line to our advantage. Now, the enemy does have more missile units than us, or at least more crossbows. Our Outriders harassing the enemy army. Now they've turned around and are advancing yet again. These spearmen, of course, not very good at deflecting missile shots. They have no shields, so they're just going to take full damage. So I'm going to try and pick them off. Meanwhile, the rest of the enemy army is approaching. They've got lots of swordsmen, and they've got 2 generals, which is a bit of a problem because we don't really have anyone to deal with them. We don't have our own general. So Outriders just picking off these spearmen. These guys are all going to be very tired when they catch up because they're running up these hills, marching, all that kind of bad stuff. Oh, they're also going to get hit by that mortar fire. Was horrendous. Who aimed that? That was rubbish. Aim better. Got a lot of people to kill and not much ammo. Just less than ideal. Anywho. Where are these going to land? Anywhere good? Nope, that's massively disappointing once again. Okay, so we've got the Free Company Militia moving up on our left flank. We're going to try and keep them back a little bit from the brow of this hill so they can get some good shots in. And our swordsmen moving into the forest just to try and get a little bit of hiding going on. See if we can just sit in the forest and see if we can lure them in, basically. That's more like it. That's it. Reduce human beings to giblets. That guy no longer has need of any t-shirts or hats. To be honest, hats now useless for him. He's going to charge across the open ground directly towards us. I'm okay with that. Just need to keep an eye on these two generals, make sure we can deal with them. Getting picked off by our crossbows. We've got some more. Yeah, there we go. Nice. I mean, not nice for them, obviously. They're going to regret getting in range of our Outriders. Yeah, they're running, or wavering anyway. Not very happy. Here come the rest of the infantry, and we're taking a bit of crossbow fire there. We don't have... I need to be able to recruit crossbows myself, but I don't have access to them as of yet. Okay, they're running away. We've got some swordsmen. They spotted my hidden units. My great swords are a bit out of position. They're all the way down the bottom of the hill. We're going to move Lothir Huss and Balthazar Gelt up to lend some assistance. And here comes the main bulk of their army. Lots of lads. They're coming over the top of the hill over here. That's when we can open fire with our militia. So doing some good damage there. That's it. Shooting right into their flank. Reducing them down. We've got a lot of guys coming around this side of this rock. In the forest, there's a lot of guys here, or there was until they just got bombarded by Balthazar. And we're flanking around with our swords. So we're hitting them in the flank, hitting them in the rear. But our unit's not very happy. And in fact, Balthazar's in the middle of the fight for some reason. I don't think I clicked him there, but apparently I must have. He's now getting double teamed by two generals. That's not looking very good for him. My handgunners positioning around. We've got some swordsmen moving in. They've taken a lot of damage there. We're going to charge the Free Company Militia into them. Then move another unit of Free Company Militia in behind so we can shoot them in the rear. Free Company Militia are quite a good unit, really. They're quite multi-use. You can use them to shoot. You can use them to melee. They're not great at either, but they're pretty good at both. Good enough, anyway. Balthazar's running away, and now both generals are double teaming Lothir and kicking the shit out of him. And Lothir's dead. Yep, his hammer went out. That's how you know he's dead. So Balthazar's running away, and our army is looking a little bit worse for wear, but the continued bombardment from the mortar is helping out. Meanwhile, our greatswords have managed to engage a unit of spearmen that were chasing our crossbows down, and that means the crossbows can now open fire on their unprotected rear, and that's going to... I mean, they're not going to do very well. And now you can see the Free Company Militia have managed to kind of get crossfire on a lot of these units. They're now running away. We can finish them off. The Outriders are ready as well. We can finish off these two units down here. We can just pour fire onto them. In the forest, though, we have managed to sort of get some units into position to sort of lock these guys down. But these generals are still going to be a massive pain. They have taken some damage, but not really enough. Balthazar has managed to come back to the fight. That's useful. And a lot of the enemy units are actually breaking and running. Just need to finish these guys off. Quite helpfully, they're kind of like on a little hill over here, which means we can just pour fire into them from every direction, and they're going to run very, very quickly. There we go. See lots of units fleeing. Our spearmen are actually chasing one of these crossbows deep far into the forest. There are actually a couple of units chasing after them, which I'm kind of okay with because they're taking them away from the battle as a whole. We've sort of got the upper hand, and in come our great swords. Of course, these guys are really good infantry. Good, not bad charge bonus, good melee attack, good melee defense, very high armor, and armor piercing attack. So they should be quite good at taking down these generals. We will debuff the general with Curse of Rust. That will reduce their armor by 30 at this point. And that will just give us the edge, because it will reduce their armor, the enemy general's armor, down to about 55. Which is a little bit easier to deal with. That means some of our units have a much better chance at actually trying to pierce that armour and do damage. Our gunnery, obviously this would be way better if we had handgunners, but you know, militia are fine, and we can just pick off these units as they try and flee. They are rallying and coming back. These, I mean, considering how much damage their army's taken, I'm amazed they're actually returning to the fight, but the generals are still alive and still fighting. So this guy's got Curse of Rust. Yes, he's got 55 armor, which is going to make the great swords able to just do a little bit more damage to him. Hopefully take him out. So some of these units, although they've taken a lot of damage, coming back to the fight. Look at this. But a little bit more fire and getting charged, and yeah, even the Outriders coming in, charging them down. I mean, they're going to send them flying and break them pretty easily. Got some spearmen trying to attack our crossbows, but fortunately we managed to catch them with a bombardment spell there. And they're then going to... Ow! Stop prodding me, you bastards! And off they go, and we can just finish them off with some volleys of crossbow fire. That should be fine. There goes Balthazar as well. One of the enemy generals is running away with only 184 health left. And this enemy general is also broken. There he goes. He's running away as well. We just got a few units left to deal with. Still chasing those crossbows. Across the field. Across Dale. Across hill and dale. There they go. Good work, guys. Good work. Keep going. You'll get there in the end. Probably. Probably not. So a couple of units just advancing some crossbows, but they're shooting through trees, so it's not too bad. And we can just move up our militia to finish them off. Outriders hunting down that last general. He's only got 16 health left, but he is still alive. Where's the other enemy? I think the other enemy general is running off in this direction. Someone that's got some unit coming back. A little bit of mortar fire there. The mortar will get more accurate as it increases in experience. But for the moment, it's not the best. It's not the worst either, but it's not the best. Yeah, these guys marching into a hail of fire and then getting charged. They're going to break. I mean, considering the both enemy generals are either dead or running, the fact that these guys still have 10 leadership and only 30 men and the rest of their army is pretty much shattered is it's pretty impressive. We're just going to chase down these last few crossbowmen, and that'll be the end of the battle. A little bit closer than I wanted it, but it's fine. Show about Lothir though. Well, it's not the cleanest battle I've ever fought, but it'll do. I'm tempted to take the replenishment, but I don't think I can deal with the unhappiness. The only problem. So, Lothir's been wounded, but he'll be back. We've also got an apprentice wizard. That's nice. So Balthazar's got a little apprentice friend. Oh, it's adorable. Okay, and Heinz Baked Beans has run away. Okay, sure. Sure, Balthazar's got a new skill point. We're going to put that in Gehenna's Golden Hounds, because that's a good spell to have. And we are going to...
Very well, I will do this.
We're going to do that. And then I might combine some of these units together. I think that's what I might do. Okay, we've got some building. Now, Grunberg is semi-defensible. Helmgart, on the other hand, potentially we have beastmen. For some reason, the beastmen seem to make a beeline for you when you're the Empire. I've noticed this. I would reckon probably in about, let's say 6 turns, we'll probably see the beastmen sort of pop up around here somewhere. So having defences in Helmgart is useful. We will knock down the training field here. This can cause problems because until Helmgart has walls, that means if you lose Helmgart, then you can't recruit more units, which can be a bit of a problem. But I feel like it's the better option, so that's what we're going to do. We can replenish for a little while, and that should be fine. And looks like, I mean, Eilhart currently has fields and no way to actually recruit more units. So this guy will retreat back to Eilhart and then literally do nothing, and we are literally one turn away from retaking Eilhart. So that's looking pretty good. But that's where we're going to end it for this episode. Next time we're going to be finishing off the Empire Rebels and then hunkering down a bit and trying to weather the storm. Looks like Skarsnik's...
Start the war!
busy recruiting. I don't know what Kemmler's going to do. We need to try and take Marienburg as well if we can, because that gives a lot of money from the port, and that can be really useful. So if we can grab that, that would be really, really good. And potentially doing this little quest battle over here, maybe. Maybe that could be a thing. I mean, we could use another wizard, right? Can never have enough wizards. But that's going to be waiting until next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Empire campaign.